Hey everybody, time for a brand new vlog. Let's talk about a little movie called The Machine.
There are a lot of secrets down here in the dark.
You make weapons for the government?
No, I make intelligent machines. Machine, open your eyes. It's incredible. It's conscious. Conscious machines are dangerous. This machine has the potential to be so much more than just a soldier. They're afraid of you. They think you're too human.
What are you looking for? Where are you going?
Let go of my arm. Let go of my arm. She's deranged. I am working on a way to restore her. What are you really?
I am part of the new world. And you are part of the old.
I had read about this movie about a day or so ago. I was talking with Andy, and we were talking about some little movie review ideas that we could do for the podcast or something like that. And this movie came across my eye that came out last year called The Machine. What's the movie about? A scientist is developing he's trying to form a form of AI, a brand new machine that the government wants to use for warfare in this brand new future. It's never really, in fact, it doesn't say what year it takes place in, just that there's currently a Cold War going on between China and England, I presume, because a lot of the cast are very much English. And so they're trying to develop new forms of warfare, and one of those is using robotic implants and such on their human soldiers who were wounded or severely injured in battle, so that they lost limbs or severe brain damage. The first scene that we get is our doctor is talking to a victim who suffered severe brain damage and who has no form to communicate whatsoever. And after they activate the implant they implanted in him, he now has the ability to think and speak and move about. But he suddenly attacks the doctor, his assistant, and the security guard, kills the two of them, and the main doctor is just injured. And turns out, he's being funded by, obviously he's being funded by a weapons program that wants to make these new line of robotic soldiers that are controllable and adaptable and intelligent and very dangerous and very lethal. Sorry, I just remember that my cell phone is turned on, so let's turn that off. And so parts of the main reason why he's doing this and getting all this government funding is so that he can use it, so that he can also create an AI program of his daughter who is ailing and dying, and hopes to continue her life through AI. I know we've all heard this plot line before. And at the same time, we are introduced to another female scientist who is also dabbling in her own form of AI. She creates this program that learns, that actually teaches itself through interaction and through conversation. They start performing tests where they're going to use a lot of her emotional syncs and a lot of her facial features, her emotions, her mind, her memories, to create this new form of AI. Well, she goes digging around a little bit too deep, because a few of their other test subjects are also prisoners. They're being kept there, they're being tested. Like, we see one guy who comes in who lost his arms and they give him these new artificial arms that are also said to be flame retardant and give him incredible super strength. And we actually see this very touching scene where after he's given these arms and he's able to touch and feel and have just incredible strength, like he takes a diamond in his hand and crushes it, and he feels sand, and he touches the female scientist's hand and actually is able to feel another person. And suddenly he takes her, and at first I thought he was going to take her hostage and threaten her, but instead he does a dance move. He kind of tangos her off to a corner of the room where nobody can hear and asks her for help. She goes digging around a little bit too much. Guy in charge kind of sees this as a threat. They notice on the security cameras that she plants some sort of a hacking device to figure out a lot more about what's going on. And just when our lead scientist tells her the truth about why he's really doing what he's doing, he's using war profiteering money to try and help save his daughter. Just when that's going on, she gets killed by our lead corporate bad guy because he's evil for the sake of evil. Things progress. He uses everything that he's got from her, her emotions, her voice, her AI, and plants it into the new machine, which will be the center of our story. It looks exactly like her, has her voice, and from then on he's trying to communicate with her, trying to teach her, trying to see if she can be human. And at the same time, the corporate evil guy is trying to make her into a killing machine and wants to keep her under control. At the same time, there's a bit of a note of resistance between the other implanted soldiers, especially the ones that they are actually using as soldiers. In fact, early on, the lead doctor says that a lot of them become mute after the implants. Actually, they're not. They do have their own form of communication. It's just not in English. We are told and explained later that it is their own form of language that they communicate through their thoughts, and that it is a language that only they understand. It's just that they are the next level of evolution. This higher form, in a way. We just don't really get to see that until probably the last 10 minutes of the movie. So things progress. She is made to kill, or else otherwise the corporate guy is going to kill her. And Vincent tries to, try and help her through that, and to basically do that, the corporate guy says, well, you have to prove to me then that she is in fact human, and I will stop with my own form of tests. Eventually, sadly, his daughter dies while she was in surgery. She had become infected with pneumonia. And she already had another earlier disease. I forget what it was called. It was called RS syndrome, where she lost the ability to be able to communicate, where clearly she had a disease of the mind, was what I think was going on. And he was scanning her brain to hopefully take her mind digitally and be able to maybe implant it into another machine, I know, a form of denial, so that he could keep sort of the spirit of his daughter. And the corporate guy blackmails him, tells him, well, we don't want the new robot to be human. We want her to be controllable. We want her to be a killing machine. So you're the only one who really knows this, so either you're going to do this or we will destroy all the last of your files, including the file on your daughter, because I'm evil for the sake of being evil. So do this surgery and you can have your daughter. He performs the surgery. He tells her that he's going to make a backup of her. In fact, he even tells her that they want him to do this, and if he doesn't do it, they will destroy his daughter. So at least he tells her, what's going on. And she tells him that, I trust you, and you are doing this for your daughter. I understand. I don't hate you. you have no choice. You obviously have to do this. And so he does it. Well, corporate guy screws him over, tells him, yeah, sorry, I'm gonna have to go ahead and do that anyway. And they make him a prisoner, and it's just like, really? And so she becomes the perfect killing machine. Well, turns out, for the last test that they do for her, they order her to shoot and kill Vincent. Well, the gun wasn't loaded. But they are still going to keep him around as a prisoner. Then it turns out that that he didn't remove what was making her human, her consciousness. He just removed the GPS so that they couldn't control her. So then she breaks out, and all the other implants rebel with her, kill all the other bad guy soldiers, and release Vincent so that he can go and get his file on his daughter and destroy the mainframe so that they can't use this to create more machines. And bad guy gets his comeuppance. She doesn't kill him. She says, in fact, she tells him, I'm not going to kill you. I'm just going to make you dead inside like you tried to make me. And shoves her thumbs through this part of his head, which, I'm not sure what the technical term is, but I'm guessing basically she made him brain dead so that he can't communicate, he can't move, but he can obviously still think and feel. And the film ends with Vincent being able to save his daughter and live out the rest of his days with, the flat technological screen of his daughter, so that he can continue to communicate with her. And the name of the female scientist was Ava, but they never gave the machine a name. They always just called it the machine. In fact, he never once actually called the machine Ava, ever in private. So. And that's how the movie ends, with Vincent and Ava standing in the rise of a new sunrise. Overall, I thought the movie was pretty good. A lot of the use of the music really reminded me of the film Beyond the Black Rainbow. That very 80s synthesizer, I can't communicate, music. Very heavy electronic. The special effects are pretty good. A lot of the acting is pretty good. There are parts of the film where it feels edited, like some things were cut out. And the film's only an hour and a half. There's probably a lot of CGI blood. But it's pretty damn good. The lead guy who plays Vincent, and by the way, none of the people in this film are named actors. It's a lot of unknowns. But they all do a very good job with what they have. The lead guy, there were several moments, just in his looks and his voice, reminded me so much of Carl Urban, where I began to wonder, I wonder if he in any way is related to Carl Urban, or if they really wanted Carl Urban, so they just found this actor who looks and sounds a lot like him. So, all in all, it was a pretty good movie. The whole bad guy corporate bullshit really felt really cliched and kind of annoying to me. I'm evil for the sake of being evil. That really got on my nerves. But all in all, I thought this was a pretty good film. It's probably a little bit too cliched to everything that we've already seen about robots and AI and you know, and what does it mean to be human? What is it that makes you human? And rating, I think I'd give this film a 7 out of 10. This is a good movie. Not amazing. It is on Netflix Instant right now, so if you have Netflix or have any interest in checking it out, you can. I don't know if it's in local stores for rent or anything like that, but if you have Netflix, you can probably check it out there. So, well, until then, this will be my last vlog for a while. Gotta go house sit for my parents starting tomorrow. Everybody's going out of town. So I will see you guys next time. Ciao.